Riggs Eckelberry is here from OriginClear. Boy, I'll tell you what. The reason I wanted Riggs on today.
Why?
And we don't talk. He's a publicly traded company. Their stock symbol's OOIL. OriginClear.com. We don't talk about stocks or numbers.
Or Riggs.
But I'm just going to say, Riggs, that was a pretty good press release you put out today. Can I just say that?
Indeed. Numbers have come in, and last year we had record revenues, got to 6 times increase over 2014.
Wow.
And that was almost single-handedly due to our acquisition of a very nice company in Texas.
You know, if you look at this, I mean, look at the website. It's right there. OriginClear announces close to 6 times revenue increase in 2015. That's a pretty big year for you. Are you on vacation now, Riggs? Are you calling us from the Bahamas? Because that's a pretty big deal.
Right. We don't see him, as you notice. So.
Right. Exactly. He's not on Skype.
Bali. I'm in Bali.
Yeah.
Bali.
Here's my question for you, though. So if you got there by doing an acquisition model, and you know other companies are acquisition models? Google, Intel, Apple, Microsoft. They buy them up. Riggs is taking that model, obviously in a different vertical, in a different metric, different industry.
Everybody ends up better.
Are you going to continue that stuff? Because obviously that works, right?
Not only that, you know, Google may have grown through acquisition, but their core business has really been their anchor, you know, their whole pay-per-click search business. And sure enough, our technology division, our core business, is also doing well, you know, taking in money mostly for China rights, which have been you know, hotly bid for. And then recently we had the Malaysia, you know, JL and KL, Jean-Louis, our head of technology, within Kuala Lumpur. So I'm trying hard to be as funny as your co-host.
He's not that funny, so you can just go for it, pal.
You keep cleaning water, I'll keep telling jokes.
There you go. All right. So anyway, JL and KL, you know, got a fantastic joint venture going there, cleaning up the horrendous palm oil mill effluent called POM. And it is 100 times worse than household sewage.
Wow.
Well, not my house. You haven't been to my house, Riggs.
So, Riggs, will there be a day when you guys, because obviously your water cleanup technology relates to a number of things, but something we've never talked about, I shouldn't say never, but we haven't spent a lot of time, is talking about actual drinking water. I mean, there's a water problem in a lot of third world countries. Is that a vertical that could be taken advantage of, in your opinion, or is it just the oil and gas and acquisition is just so much better that you don't want to spend the time on that?
Oh, far from it. I mean, yes, we're excited about oil and gas where it's happening, and it's really being driven by regulation, not the price of oil, obviously. So in California, for example, they're between a rock and a hard spot, and they have to clean their water. So we're active in Bakersfield. But just looking at the problems people have, they're twofold. At one end, you have these horrible things like black water, landfill, leachate, the stuff coming out of landfills, which is so horrendous that it clogs every filter and membrane known to man, woman, or child.
And it stinks.
And our process is the only one that is actually able to efficiently separate this out without chemicals so that the stuff can then be polished, as we say, to a final stage. Now, there's the other problem altogether. For example, in California, we have huge aquifers that are mostly drinkable, but they have small trace amounts of toxic chemicals. And it turns out that we can do something about those too, so that the people, you know, can actually drink this water that, frankly, has been polluted for decades by the very same oil industry. So, and other industries. There's been a lot of industry in California, and oil and gas is not the only one messing things up. And so you have these aquifers that are mostly drinkable, and that's the part that's the problem, mostly.
You know, and the interesting part of this thing is, so now you have a vertical that was the algae vertical, and then you concentrate on the oil vertical, and then there's the wastewater vertical. Now there's the drinking water vertical. What's next? Irrigation? Dare I say?
Tequila.
Tequila. Now. Finally. Someplace we can bond.
Origin. The finest tequila in the land.
I'll start the research immediately.
I mean, honestly, though, is that a possibility for irrigation? I mean, I know.
What's going on in Bakersfield is exactly that. Is all this vast amounts of produced water that comes out of the ground, way below the aquifers. This water comes out, is pumped out by the oil companies, and until recently, they've just dumped it into old salt domes. Well, those are being closed out by the California EPA, and they have to find beneficial uses for this water. Meanwhile, you've got the farmers in the Central Valley are literally, sucking wind, and so there's a natural alliance. But the water has got to be clean. It cannot be messed up, and that's where we come in.
There he goes, OriginClear, breakthrough water cleanup technology. Riggs Eckelberry. Riggs, thanks so much. Can't wait to get you back in the studio. They are a sponsor of the program. You see their advertisements all the time. And their website, OriginClear.com, fantastic company, and one that we've been covering for a while. It's just interesting to watch how it goes. You ever wonder how companies like this get financed?
A little bit.
You wonder?
Who gives me the money?
Ryan Hodson is a portfolio manager. He's going to talk about venture investments in
perfect.
public companies.
This is our guy then. If this moves forward, we're gonna start the tequila thing.
Oh yeah, you want to pitch? You want to pitch him?
Or a gin.
Or a gin. Get it? See what I did there?
Tequila.
Or a gin.
Goodbye. Great here on the show. I'm starting my new
Biz Brew, Youtoo America, YouTooAmerica.com. Follow us on Twitter at Sully on the Air.
made with Eckelberry. Huh?
Eckelberry. Eckelberry gin.
I'm sorry. Elton, I have a new hit for you.